What's up, gang? How are you guys doing tonight? I'm Justin. Welcome to the Ivy League live stream. Sorry that I am a bit late tonight. I had another family thing to attend to. It's been rough the past couple weeks ever since I started this. But thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to make this one pretty quick. There are some useful things from today that I would like to get across to you guys, and I think it would really help you. It is pretty late, so if you could like, share, subscribe. It takes a lot to do these things. We are live Monday through Friday, 7:30. So for earnings, whatnot, we'll be here after hours, guys. So what do we want to get into tonight? We're gonna get into some really good stuff. I think you guys could use these tips and ideas. Maybe think back to this live stream if you're able to catch it. YouTube sends it to you. Think back to this. All right. Use what I'm going to tell you to help you through not only getting in your trade, okay, having the wherewithal and the not so much of the emotional aspect of like hesitation on taking your trades. All right. Because if you're hesitating, there's probably a reason why. There's probably a reason why you're hesitating, whether it's your size, whether it's a trade you probably shouldn't be taking in the first place. Maybe you didn't do the work you were supposed to do. It could be a numerous amounts of things. Maybe you're new and you just don't know what it is you're doing. So I'd like to help, give you a nice guide on the chart, my thoughts, what was I thinking, what was the rest of the market. I'm gonna get into all that. All right, we're gonna get into the Fed minutes. We had said on this live stream for the past or last night. I mean, we've only been open really for a day. We had 2 days of trading. I've said it Monday. I said it last night on the live stream. I said it this morning. I did not think we were going to get much out of this Fed minutes because the market already knows. We just had Powell. We just had the Fed. We kind of know their game plan. Powell's been pretty straightforward with us. So when you have catalysts like that, okay, you need to know what is going to move the market. The market's moved to the upside, obviously, the past X amount of weeks. For whatever reason, I have my reasons on why I think it's doing what it's doing. But I'm going to get into the Fed minutes now. But if you guys have any questions, please throw them in the chat. If you guys have anything that you aren't understanding, if I'm going through this and you just don't know what. If I say something that you don't know what it is, like the definition or what is it that I'm even talking about, I can dumb it down. There's no problem with that, because the thing is if you're thinking something, chances are there's a lot of other people that are wondering the same thing too that are new. And that's our goal here, guys. This is free. We don't charge a dime. All that we ask is you take the time to like, share, and subscribe, comment, give us feedback, good, bad, the ugly. I'm a work in progress. My goal is to be able to have a place where traders can go to and get the help they need, and have a place to trade together and not by themselves, because it's a lonesome game. And if you go to any financial video site, whatever it may be, they're going to tell you trading by yourself is not the best idea in the world, especially if you're new. You need help. You need help getting through the trade, getting into it, getting through it, and getting out of it. All right. Hopefully we can get you to the point where you can say, this is where I'm getting in. This is where I'm getting out. This is my take profits, like so on and so forth. And if things change, you can identify it quickly, cut it, possibly even play the reversal, depending on if there's news or not, and the momentum or what's going on in the markets. And that's my goal, is to get you to that point, because, guys, I was new at one point. I've been doing this for a while now. I don't know, 6-7 years roughly, and I'm going to show you guys on here. If you guys watch this video, Just let the proof speak for itself, okay? Let the proof speak for itself. Again, we had a great day today, guys. But it's such a great day. We're live again Monday through Friday. Ivy League Trading, YouTube.com. Come join us, guys. Post your plays, post your ideas, news. We got it. Like we're here to help one another. So we have a lot today. All right, I'm going to cover my morning analysis that you can go back to the live stream that was previously recorded. You know, I come on pretty early, so you may have to just add up 7:30 to like 8 or so, 8:39. Now, I gave a specific game plan for the SPY this morning. We're going to get into that. You could have traded it both ways off the bell, right off the bell. All right. Members that are in chat will attest to it as well. So we're going to go through the trade. The trade of the day today for me was AMD. AMD's been on the list for a while. There were a few other ones that I kind of missed. Now, if you don't know, I've been away for about a week or so in Florida. So let's get into it, guys. Fed minutes again. I've repeatedly said that I don't think that we're going to get much movement, and we didn't get. It was like we didn't even get Fed minutes really, or any kind of type of news that would be market moving important, even though it technically is in a sense. So what happened was, I just want you guys, that's not what happened. So what I want you guys to understand, okay, going forward, when you have times like this, okay, the Fed members and Jerome Powell himself, who was the Fed chairman, they speak to the markets. They go out. They don't just go out deliberately like, hey, I'm talking to the markets, but they are. They go to luncheons. They just go out. They have questionnaires, whether it's at colleges, events, and they try to help the market price in their next move, because it's important that they know these things. All right, this is not just the United States; it's the world. This is the economy. There's so much importance there, and they don't want the market to get caught off guard. Okay, the market gets caught off guard. That's when things get really volatile, and they actually want to reduce volatility, and it stinks. But it's if they want to, in all honesty, because it plays both hands. People lose money in volatility. People make money in volatility. Okay, it's not that the Fed is concerned with volatility. It's just, guys, we've had Powell. Okay. So unless there is something in that data that surprises the market, it was not going to move. Nothing has changed. And I think if something had changed, you would have not only seen it in the Fed funds rate. If you don't know what that is, you can look at like the CME Fed Watch Tool. CME Fed Watch Tool. Most of you probably already know this by now. But again, we're getting into, we're getting into a low volatility period because the market has done the job of pricing in what it thinks versus what the Fed's telling it and what the Fed's doing it and what the Fed's actually doing. So I said, unless there's something like crazy unexpected, like they start talking about adding more interest rate hikes, not just, the last 225s, but they start talking more. That's the only way you're going to get the market move. Or if they're talking about a cut. Maybe they want to, because they're not going to come on and say they want to do this rate hike and then cut it back just when the data hasn't even given them a reason to do that. All right. So again, if the Fed is cutting rates, that's not good. There's a reason why the Fed has to cut rates. The Fed doesn't want to have to cut rates. They want to put it to a point that the market where it's just, it slows demand, but it also doesn't kill the economy. They want to kill inflation, not the economy. All right. So again, the news has been relayed. The news has been priced in. Okay. Nothing came in the Fed minutes that was unexpected. There were a few things out of my thoughts of it. It was actually a little bit more bullish than I kind of imagined. You did have your few that you always get that talk about more of this. I have to read more. I have to go back and read over it. I was watching CNBC and was just getting the data through my Squawk Box and CNBC and stuff. So we were right. All right. So, we called it. So you didn't have to get yourself hurt, guys. Saving money is making money. You got to stay in the game. If you were expecting some type of move, you got to get educated, guys. You got to come join us and get the mindset to know how to be a trader. Let's one example, guys. One example. Again, this is all recorded. These things that I say, I tell you what I'm going to do before the market opens, before I do what I do. Okay? I give you what I think is going to happen. I give you my targets. I give you my stop loss. And I try to talk not only myself, but us. Not that you're taking the trade. It helps me speak out loud, keeping myself in the trade because, again, I'm human. I try my best to be a computer, and sometimes it's hard. The mind, at least my mind, wants to go. So, and people don't talk about this, but sleep, whatever's going on in your life, caffeine, a lot of these things can get you overhyped or whatever and not thinking clearly like you should be. Maybe it has an effect one day and the other it doesn't, as far as let's just say caffeine. But guys, it can. You can be too antsy and wanting to do something. You're just overly excited or whatever. Guys, these things do have a habit. And if you take notes on let's say if you had a Red Bull or a Monster or too much coffee or something and see how you did that day, or maybe you did it a couple times and then 3 out of 3 you had losing trades, you look back and you're like, man, why did I do that, or something, you just know that there was something influencing you in a way that was not good for your wallet. All right, that was not helping you become a consistently profitable trader. Like, share, and subscribe, please. It is greatly appreciated. God bless you. So I'm going to run through some charts, but I'm also I'm not going to go through a bunch unless you guys have some questions or comments or charts you guys want to go through. So this morning I said I didn't think that we would get much movement out of the Fed, out of the FOMC minutes. Was the case. It was practically a non-event. We also have data tomorrow, Friday. We'll see what happens there. The thing is you got to make sure that you know ahead of time what the data has been versus what you kind of what the estimates are. And if the estimates, if the economists are getting, if these estimates are coming in, right around where the data actually comes out to be. If you think CPI should be at 4, if the economists are saying CPI, the forecast is 4%, and CPI comes in at 5, 5.5, that's a big miss. They're not getting the data right. The forecast is wrong. The estimate is wrong. That's going to move the market. If they can't get the data right, then the market doesn't know what to price in. Or it thinks it tries to do its best. All right. So remember that. Just remember, if we get a data point that comes in and it surprises the market, it could be a reason to go to the down or upside. I don't think we get that. And I'm going to lead into small caps, guys, because I don't, take it upon yourself. There's multiple sites you can go to. Go look at the data forthcoming so you can gauge, all right, I got 2 weeks till CPI, or I got 3 weeks till the Fed meeting. I got, we don't have I'm just saying we probably do. I haven't looked. I know they go on break, but let's just say we didn't have a Fed meeting in August. Know ahead of time that we don't have a Fed meeting in August. Know these things for the future. Try to take note on what's going on in other countries. Australia's been saying they've been wanting to raise rates. All right, let's get into it. Continue raising rates. So this morning, you can go back on the live. I'll have to pull it up. Maybe I'll find it somewhere. I told you guys before the bell. My thoughts were, I wanted to be short up here. This is the S&P 500, okay, that I have up here. I wanted to be short up around this area. Now I can go to a 15-minute chart. Better shows. Let's go to a half hour just to get some time. I want to just spread it out a little bit. So now we necessarily don't have a reason, but it just seems like this area that I've said 444, 443.90, 444, or 440, 440. 440 is an area which is 10. It's just an area. It's not a precise dollar or dime or penny amount. It's not to a T. I said that I was looking off the bell that there is possibly a shot at a long before we look at getting into some short before we get into short. So there was 2 trades I said this morning. Long off the bell, get up to 440, can't break it. We don't have news. We don't have a reason to break it right now. We also don't have a reason to come down right now. There's, you can come up with all these things, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that is that big of a deal. We didn't get a high unemployment number or a stupid low unemployment number that makes the market think the Fed's going to have to do more work. All right, there was no conflict or just something to move it today. Can that happen tomorrow? Yes, it can. So what did I say this morning? Come join us live, Ivy League Trading, YouTube.com, 7:30 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, guys. We're on here every day, and we come up with these game plans before the market. If you're at work, wherever it is that you're at, and you have a phone, you have a laptop, you have access to this. You have access to help. You have access to trade ideas. All right? Come join us. All we ask is if you hit the like, share, and subscribe, comment, just give us some feedback. That's all. I want to make a place that traders can come to that don't have thousands of dollars to be able to go somewhere and just trade with a group of people. Okay? It shouldn't be that difficult. And I mean to actually trade. Now, I've watched a lot of them out there. And, there's a few main ones, obviously. And they're not bad. I've watched them myself. But, I just don't think that there's an actual place that, you can come to on a daily basis and really go through trades, go through earnings calls, go through thoughts, and be a collective group as a team to make our lives better for our families and to be profitable. There's only one goal here, and that's to make money, guys. If you guys want to make money, then come join us. Let the work speak for itself. All right? And you have to put in work. So, what did we say before the bell? All right? I said, guys, I am looking to be short up around that 440 area. Now, there again, like I just said, there's no news to bring us down. I'm only looking for like a pullback. I'm wanting to be able to get long either 338 or worst case. I just don't think that there's price action here, so I'm not going to settle for this, but I will if I have to. Now, if 439.36 holds, and for some reason it breaks to the upside, I don't know depending on the indicators, how much I can trust it. We've had low volume the past 2 days, guys. So this is going to get into one more thing I'm going to bring up to you guys. We don't have a reason to go down, but we also don't have a reason to go up. So that's a reason why we could go up. There's no reason to go down, so where else are we going to go? We're either going to trade sideways or we're going to go up. Or we're going to go, I think, more so to the upside because capital's got to be put to work. They've already missed 30% this year. All right? It's 6 months in. That's 30% that they've missed. Talking about 5% bonds and the market's going 30%. Some stocks have went 200, 300%. All right? The liquidity, I want to say, is probably going to be right back here in the market soon. For a little bit. for a little bit. Now I have my thoughts. We'll get into that another day. Again, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. My guy, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know who you are. Thank you for that, honestly. So this is where I would like to be able to get long, guys. I want to be able to see if we can retest this 438.28. 438.50, call it. It's just an area. I mean, we can even say 438.50, we're going to call it. Okay, right in that area. Join us live. You'll know when I get in. All right? Trading is risky. You guys can lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. This is what I do with my own capital, and I do not paper trade. I don't paper trade. I trade with real money, my money, no one else's. All right. And again, just because you see me doing something doesn't mean that it fits your risk tolerance, guys. And please take it slow. Take it slow. This is not an overnight success. You know, it takes time, and let the wins add up. But you got to get educated first, and you got to give it time. There's ways to go about it, and we can help you with that. The major level I'm looking for is 436.71 on the S&Ps. All right, 436.71. Why is that? Well, first off, wait, hold on a second. No, we didn't. So one thing, guys, this is actually the area. Okay, 429.50. 429.50 to be exact, guys and girls. This is where I've been dying to get long the SPY. I've been really, really wanting to get long here, and we haven't gotten it. We have a really nice cup and handle that's starting to form. We're not breaking down. They're still buying the dip. They're putting capital to work. So if all I'm looking for, guys, is a pullback, all right, a pullback to 438.50 area. It's an area. Call it 439 to 438. I want to see what we do there. I want to see what my moving average is, stochastics. I want to see what, I just want to see what the volume is. All right. But I want to look to get long in these two areas. These are my two targets. So for now, until this 444 is resistance, until it breaks, I'm looking for pullbacks. If it breaks, then it breaks, and then we look for our upside targets. All right, so what I wanted to get into, though, again, this morning, guys, I said, off the bell, and I said this before the market opened, so you guys know what my thoughts are. Off the bell, guys, I said, I want to be short at 440, okay? But I think I don't even think, I said, because we don't know. This is not 100%, you got to learn to read the tape, the time and sales level 2. You got to learn to trade, guys. We can help you with that. I said in the morning, long to 444. I said off the bell. There is a trade to the long side. I felt like there was a trade to the long side. And what did we do off the bell, guys? I'll go to a 2-minute chart. Guys, off the bell, we ripped. We just ripped right off the bell, guys. That was one trade there members capitalized off of. Before, we were looking for our initial short, because the market's in an uptrend. There's no news to go to the downside. So all we're doing is looking for a pullback. We're not looking for some heavy 5-10 point move to the downside. No. We're just looking to get a couple weeks out. If you're in options, get a week or two out. We're looking to short at 444, but we also don't just short there. We watch price action as it gets to 444, 443.90 area. We want to see how it does from there. How's the rejection off of it? Does it's bounced back up, as you guys can see here? All right, never took the short yet. Thought about it right here at the close. We do have data tomorrow. Again, members were able to capitalize. There's the long. We called it in the morning. All right. And then there's your short. Look, reverse head and shoulders here, guys. See that? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Boom. That's a trade right here from 443.81. Hell, to even here, I don't know, right here back down to the base. All right, that's an 80-cent trade. You guys got to start learning to do these now because we're not in the $10, $8, $6 move type days. They'll be here every now and then, but you got to learn. And trust me, the VIX is down, so it's not like you're paying a bunch of money, to have to sit and sweat these moves, guys. So that was one trade we called out in the morning. I want to preface the IWM, guys. Did you guys see the IWM close? Look at this. This thing sold off. And I thought actually about getting short right here. I ended up not doing it because I took my eye off of it. And I just wanted to say, I'm like, man, this area is tough. So you guys want to put this area, you guys want to write this area down, guys. It's 186.50 to 187. Really, it's 186.75-ish. Okay. This area is big resistance. Big resistance, guys. So if I go to a 15-minute chart, you have bearish divergence, okay? You guys have we have bearish divergence. So we've made a lower high. All right, you have a reverse head and shoulders here. Oh, and there is one thing I'm going to show you guys on the SPY that I'm looking for. We could be putting in an island reversal. Just watch for that. So we're not just long and we're not just short. We're just reading the chart and we're reacting. We're saying, look, we have this, we have that. All right, if it gets here, this is what we're doing. We stop out, we stop out. We keep we keep our losses small and we let our winners go. Because if we're right, if I say I'm long off the bell to 440, all right, it drops. I have pre-market lows that are right there in the vicinity to say, hey, I'm probably wrong. We might have some more downside. We may not be visiting that upside. But again, we didn't. It was about news, and there was no reason to really have a major sell-off, especially coming into a Fed meeting. It was not a Fed meeting, but FOMC minutes. So again, 15-minute chart, the IWM, guys. Look at this sell-off in the IWM. The end of the day, this is the one thing that you guys got to watch because it's just not. It's telling you a story, guys. It just can't break out, or either that or it's just putting in its long pennant. You guys also want to use weekly charts and monthly charts if you can, because institutional ownership does. This actually looks really good for a nice pennant long, but I don't know what it's going to take. I really don't, because I can tell you right now. Oh no, it doesn't yet. Shit. That is the weekly. Hold on. Let me go to the daily. So what I was just seeing right here was I was just seeing this right here. That's not even going to work either, is it? But this might work. I don't like it. Nope, that don't work either. So yeah, that's not working. Just the IWM is just, so if you guys haven't caught my live streams before, you're going to run into a problem with these small cap companies, okay, that are not profitable. Okay, they're not profitable. In a higher interest rate environment, when they're not profitable, they only have so many options before if they don't do well enough, they're going to go out of business and they're not going to make it. This is something that nobody's talking about. All right. Not only do these companies hopefully borrowed long-term, got their capital at long-term lower interest rates when they had the opportunity, because when this capital runs out, they're going to have to pay a higher interest rate for, obviously smaller earnings when they're not even profitable. Like, it's not even about being profitable. It's like, do you have enough cash flow to continue on the daily business expenses? So a lot of these companies that are small caps, that are capital intensive, if they run through this cash, just watch out, guys. Things are going to take place, and it's just going to take some time. We don't know how bad it's going to be, or if it's even going to get that bad. But the unemployment rate does need to come up. They do need to get inflation under control. They do need to try and bring some of these prices down. They're not going to, as long as they stay the same. They're not worried about it. I was taking notice of the IWM. So let's go into the trade of the day, guys, which was AMD. And again, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe if you could. It's pretty late where I'm at, and I really wanted to get a nice video out for you guys to take with you guys trading. All right, you can join us live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. What was I gonna say? Shoot. I forget. So I traded AMD today. I traded AMD to the short side. So let's go into this lesson. We're gonna go to a weekly chart first. So we talked about the SPY. What did I say about the SPY? I said I'm looking for the SPY off the bell to see if we can get a bounce up to 440 and test that resistance level. It did it. Okay, couldn't break above it. Eventually, it just hung up there all day like it's been doing. The volume also has been pretty low. So what I like to do personally is I will watch, because if I'm trading AMD, okay, if I'm trading AMD, I want to know what technology's doing. I want to know what NVIDIA, not IWM. I want to know what the Qs are doing. Okay, I'm going to look at the SPY. I'm going to look at the Qs, but I can gauge off of the Qs, the SPY, and the Dow. I kind of know how they're each been working. Who's leading? Who's lagging? It flips and it flops, as rotation comes in. And you'll learn these things, man. And there was a time when I never even realized a lot of this stuff. And now I see it. And let alone being able to say, I'm long off the bell to 440, and then I'm getting short up at 440. I'm going to take the profits on that scalp, go and be short. But I want time on that short, because this is not something that I need, I'm forcing. There's no news. It's just a resistance level. That's all it is. All right, and I just want to capture a couple points, $1, a few points. That's all I'm looking for is a pullback, unless things change and we get good news or bad news. And in that case, heck, we got a starter position on a downside trade. Maybe we add to it. We got time. All right, so what I do is I gauge what I think is going to happen in the market. So AMD has been one of the weaker stocks of the crew. All right, NVIDIA is really the Mac Daddy of them all. It is AI. NVIDIA is AI. Microsoft's at all-time highs. You have all these other companies coming out doing things that aren't doing too bad, but just AMD, it's look at this volume, guys. It just stalled, and this was the base that it put in back here. It's now broke, and now we've came up to retest it. This is what we call a break and retest. But I want you guys to notice. See this at the very bottom of the screen, okay? Oh, you guys may not be able to see it, so let me pull it up so you guys can see it. Look at this head and shoulder on the RSI, guys. Look at that. What a beauty, right? I want you to take notice, okay? This is a daily chart now. Shit. Oh, excuse my language. I did so well with not cursing. So I want you guys to notice right here. No. Hold on. I want you guys to notice right here. All right. So I have the circle. Let's do the circle thing. Boom. All right. So we got that. The RSI is topped out, man. This is way overbought, guys. 82. You go up to the stock price. Okay, that's volume. That's why. Can you guys see this? Let me make sure. It looks like you guys can. And yes, you guys can. So what do we have? We have NVIDIA putting in a new high right there. All right. Honestly, right here. That was the new high. Right there at that green candle. We pull back. We get a bounce. Boom. We put in a new high. We put in a higher high. Where is the stock when we, or the RSI? Just one. We can use the MACD. Look at that, guys. The stock's put in a new high with a lower RSI. Now the RSI is lower. This is bearish divergence. This is telling you the sentiment, like the money, it's telling you the stock is not as strong. It's just, what happens is when you get sellers to step away and you get these low volumes. See this low volume here? Look how the volume increases and then bang to the, it's obviously increased in volume, but not nearly enough, guys. It's not a big candle. They're actually smaller candles, but that volume there just wasn't strength there because a lot of this also has selling in it. It closed green, so the volume candle is going to close green. But that doesn't mean that 3/4 of this candle isn't selling. As you can see, look at the indecision tails. Look at the tails. Look at the tails. All right. And what happens is some of the sellers stepped away. What they do is they start adding to a position because they see the RSI. They use the daily. They use MACD, like they use weekly. They use it all. So they either piece in, like seller shorts will start to like short a little at a time. It'll get to a range and then they'll see like this increase in volume. Boom, it's on. They'll get their entry. They've tiered in. All right, so AMD has been weak. We have the technical analysis that's showing us that it's weak. The chart, the price action is showing us that it's weak. All right, so we're weak. We think AMD is weak. So if the market has a down day, we want to be short AMD, and we can also match it up with the stock that's been strong. Meta today, you could have been long Meta, short AMD. All right, you want to have both trades work for you, but you want to that's also risk management, is knowing what's strong, what's weak. So if the market's going up, you want to be on the strongest stock on the way up. If the market's going up and you have a stock that's just going to the downside, whether it's news, for whatever reason, you want to back that long up in case news comes out or something happens, and that stock that is not making new highs, it'll actually, if everything starts coming down, then obviously you're already long, you're already short, I mean. And it's going to give you that nice momentum because now you also have a fundamental catalyst for it to go down even farther or at a faster rate. Doesn't mean it's going to, but it will. If the market's going to go down, it's going to play along with it if it isn't participating in the upside. These are just ways to hedge, risk management, ways to make. It's hedging is ultimately what it is. All right. You want to have a basket of both because you want to be able to short weak stocks and be long, like strong stocks. So we have the break and retest. So I was actually pretty neutral on this stock going into the day. All right. Ultimately, I know what I have. I have a failed breakout. So I want you guys to listen to this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this downside. All right, there's about $30 worth of downside here already. The short has already happened, guys. So I'm like, man, how much more can this stock go down? This is AMD. I have an AMD Ryzen 7. I have AMD in my house. This is not a company that is poorly ran. This is not a crappy company that's just starting or it doesn't have the management to get it to where it needs to go. No, AMD is a good fundamental stock who should do extremely well in the future. It's just right now it's weak. It's not gaining the attention as an Nvidia because it's not Nvidia. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad company. So I try to say, sometimes just because something goes down doesn't mean it's a good short, and just because something can go to the upside, a stock go to the upside, doesn't mean it's a good long. You want momentum, you want follow through, you want volume, fast price movement, especially if you're playing options. You want to be on those that have catalysts. You got the direction, boom, you're on it. You got volume, you got direction. All right, it helps you emotionally, and it's going to make you more money. At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're here to make money. We're here not to lose money first, but most importantly, we're here to make money. We can control our losses. We can't control our wins. We can just have our targets and, act as best as we can as a computer. Like, share, and subscribe. What I'm going to get into is very important right now, guys. Thank you. We had a sell-off from 132, 133, call it, down to 107, guys. That's a $20-some move. So the short side play has already taken place. I know this. I know this already. We get the bounce back. Now we're in this red square I've had up for a while, and look at the tail that we put in on it. And this is a 30-minute chart. Look at this tail, guys. Look at this tail. No, come on. I don't know why she doesn't want to work with me today. Thank you guys for joining us. Look at that tail, y'all. Look at that. Can you guys see that? Look at that tail. So, you know what's funny that I didn't hear anybody talk about? I don't know if it was just me or not. I tried. We can go to a 3-minute. We can go wherever. I'll just keep the after hours and pre-market session on. So, and it's still, this was our target actually. So in the morning I came in and I said, I'm going to be looking at AMD. This is our short. I was neutral. I said, if we break up above, I'm going to watch it. We break up above here. I want to watch AMD and see what it does. The short side's been made. The market's been going up. But I also know that the SPY, if I said long off the bell on the SPY, and then we're getting short at 440. So the SPY's coming into resistance. The Qs are coming into resistance. All right. I know that AMD is also coming into resistance. So if we cannot get above 440, AMD to the downside. Plain and simple. But I also am not just going to, just short to be short. Because my ultimate goal is this 112.50 area where we could see this thing possibly bounce back. Does it? I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it, but I am cognizant of this resistance level. Because what you have is a resistance. You have support, double bottom support, and a break and a retest. Retest, a break. We have not tested it again yet. So I'm kind of curious if we still have buyers, longer term buyers, who aren't just worried about a couple days, a day trade. They're looking 10, 15 years down the road. All right, so I got to go to the weekly, the daily, possibly even the monthly for that chart. I want to see 112.50. 112.50 is going to more. Chances are we get there. The probability of a bounce is pretty great, I'd say. I'd say it's probably a 65-70% bounce. Doesn't mean that you go long on the bounce. Because honestly, your stop loss could be a few, like 10, 15, 20 cents. And then you're getting from 112.50, 112.47 roughly to 114, 113.50, or yeah, 114. So that's 112.50. So you're looking at $1.50 with a 10-15 cent stop loss, roughly, in area. All right. We have also here a double bottom just below it. There's not much structure, but there's a little structure there. You had a close on it. Now, if I take pre-market and stuff go away, you'll see it a lot better. So this was the trade. We're going to go over the trade. I promise. I'm sorry if I'm getting behind. I am getting a little tired. But look here, guys. So look at this area right here. Where the heck is my double bottom at now? Right there. Right? Or was it right there? I'm pretty sure it was right there. Did I have... Was the double bottom on... I'm sorry. But still, it's not even about this little double bottom. I just want to make sure I have it in the right area. No, it was right there. So what's going on here? That's so weird. Now it's all of a sudden it's like changed. So I'm just looking at this. All right. Double bottom off of this level. And this level is 109, 110, call it. Psychological 110. Nothing too crazy, but again, support, you have resistance here. I mean, I can put a line there. There, it literally closed on it, and then also it bounced right off of it there. So, more importantly, you want to look at these areas, right? This area here, boom, rejection. Come up, rejection, boom, rejection, boom. So, this is going to be an area where chances are, what I'm going to look for, I'm going to tell you guys right now, what am I going to look for? If we get to 112.44, 112.50, I'm going to look for a bounce back to 113.91, 114, and I want to look to take the short around 114, 114.10ish. If it gives it to us, again, if the market's going up, AMD is not a bad company. They have a great management team. So let's get into what I want to get into. Guys, did any of you guys notice on your contracts if you guys tried to trade today? Because we got into this level and I said to myself, let's go to the 1 minute just to like really see what's going on here. So we rally right off the bell, and we said it this morning. We're looking for a rally off the bell to go see if we can go test this resistance level. Market's been closed. Let's see. That was my instinctive probability thought that was the best. That was the best place for the market to go, depending on what, just because of what everything that I've seen and put together. So we get this rejection, guys. Did you guys ever look at the contracts? Now, I think the SPY was okay, but the SPY wasn't. At this time, the SPY wasn't there. It took a few minutes for the SPY to get to to get to 440, 444, whatever it is. The contracts on AMD, so the bid was higher than the ask. Now, these contracts up here were like 28, 30 cents probably. I'm just going to say 30 cents, and that's overshooting it. They got down here, they were 75, 80 or something. It was, big. Could have made a massive trade today. I'm not perfect. I'm just looking to get a green trade, but it worked out for members. So I look here, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta get short AMD. It's at the level, it's rejecting it. And look at how quick it reversed, guys. It goes to the level and then immediately backs off of it. That's a sign. Take recognition in that. If the stock's pulling back, if it gets sold off and then gets to a level and then boom, gets bought up, bro, that level is key. There's a brick wall of buyers there, or in this case, there's a brick wall of sellers there that stepped in on that trade and sold it. They got the bounce they were looking for. They were green, thinking longer term buyers, taking pieces of profits off. Because it's been a hell of a run. It's been a heck of a run. So I go to get in these contracts, even on the second pullback up to it. Okay, so right here we're around 9:30, 9:39, and I don't even think that the options contracts were even fixed by then. But I did end up getting short around here, guys. No, I let this thing play out to the V. Boom, because I said we had a breakdown. We had a pennant breakdown, guys. Let's go. We can go to the 2-minute. You guys see what I see? So I had two questions. I said, I want to see if this is a fail break. Guys, I'm telling you right now, go to my live stream and go look at what I did when it came to this pennant here. All right? Because I'm going to tell you right, see, this is a little difficult to do now, but it worked this morning. Because it looked different. I think it might have been a 3-minute I usually use 3-minute, 2-minute. I use them all. This morning, I literally put the circle, okay? Ask members in chat. Just go look at the live stream. You'll see it. I put the circle right where the stock went to and rejected from. All right? I literally put it there. So there we have that. Okay, we're starting to get... So there we had a pennant. So now we have indecision, but I am taking notice the fact that we rejected off of my red square here, which is an area that I wanted to see it reject off of. Because this is the base. This is the retest. This is the area. If this thing's going to come down, they're going to step back in short. This is where it's going to be. Option contracts were messed up. The CBOE, NASDAQ, whoever. The computers were down. They might be doing construction. I don't know. Maybe it's still vacation there. I don't know. But I'm not putting in a bid that's higher than what someone's asking for. So, did they do it on purpose? I don't know. You know, because everybody's talking about shorting AMD. So, I put in chat today a circle. And that circle actually was right there. I shoot you not. Swear you not. Shit you not. I don't want to cuss. I just did anyway. Alright. On everything I love this morning on the live, again, you guys can back and see it. I put a circle, literally, I put a circle on that candle right there, and I left it. I let it trade. And what did we do? We bounced up. It was the candles were like right here, and I put a candle there. Future price reference. Boom. It went right to the circle and rejected. So you'll get what happens is you'll get to understand like the way that this pennant here had moved, and you'll be able to line the things up. This stuff comes with time, guys. This is not like that doesn't mean that it's going to do that all the time, or I'm like some genius or guru. No. All right. Like, share, and subscribe because I'm not a guru. I don't like that shit. But I've been in the trenches. I know price action. Like, I'm just, I can read the charts, and I have a good read on like it's hard to instinctively have a good idea on what I think's going to happen next, or where places and at what time I can look for something to like where I can look for price action to be at. I was right this time. I'm going to be wrong, but I'm right more than I'm wrong. And we literally pinned it on that circle. But again, I took the trade here. What I also did was I had no pre-market, so which I probably, it's not that I should have, but so I took the trade up. It was like right here, guys, on one of these candles down. I'd have to bring up the order. It was early this morning, and I think I rode this thing down here to 115. It was a great trade, guys. I think I got in those at like 32 cents and took them to 40 some odd cents. Now on a 30-cent thing, now 30 cents, okay, 50 cents is about 80%. From 30 cents to 50, it's about 75%, roughly 80%, 75%. So guys, it was just a small green trade. So this is my point that I want to get to. I knew the SPY, I knew the Qs, they were all coming in the resistance. I knew AMD was weak. I could have held on to this trade. All right, I was trading by myself. I started thinking about a lot of different things because this level was also on watch for me. All right, you would have had to hold through this, and you would have been thinking this, that, and the third, which you shouldn't have. You shouldn't even look at your P&L. That is the worst thing you could do for yourself. I mean, obvious, if you don't know how to play stop losses and you're losing a bunch of money, then yeah, you need to keep an eye on that. But you need to start getting work on your entries, work on your exits. Like, you need to practice doing the right things before you worry about making and losing money. Paper trade, guys. Thinkorswim has it. Just about all your major brokerages have paper trading. So we discussed that. We knew the SPY and Q's technology was coming into resistance. We knew AMD was there. Also, AMD has been weak. This is not a stock we're looking to be short because it's a bad company, but we're looking for another pullback. It's just not playing along in the rally. Stocks are making new highs. AMD's making new lows. So we want to be short AMD. We were short, guys. This was a monster trade for members. If you guys hit AMD, post in the comments, man. How was it? So what was I doing? I was doing a couple things, but what is something I can fix for myself? Because that's what it's all about. How can we become better people? How can we become better traders? I think the rally down through here, I kind of started saying, well, it's a nice green trade, let me take it. But I was also not concerned, but there's no news. So we could sit sideways all day. And I don't want to be in puts and we're just sitting sideways. That's for Texas. That's for Mike Jones and crew, not me. Sitting sideways. Anyway. And that's what we did for the most, look, up until 10:30. Oh, that's also what it was too, guys. I kind of got lost track of time, and it felt later than what it was. I don't know if it was just me or if that was everybody else too. But I was thinking it was 11:30, 11:15, and it wasn't. We got the nice move down. I took my profits. I'm like, man, it's I felt late. I look back. I'm like, oh, shoot. It's only 10:30. Look at this. It's 10:28 right here. I honestly almost took this trade, guys, right here. But I'm like, how much more is left? I didn't think it had that much momentum today for the obvious reasons. There wasn't a particular news catalyst to give this thing a 2, 3, 4, 5%. But what did I notice? You guys need to notice these things, okay? You need to notice what the percentage is of the stock when you're getting in. So let's say we have Roblox, and I'm just going to use a number. If I know the average percent for Roblox is about 2.5 to 3%, and we're already 1.5% downside or upside, it doesn't matter what you trade up or down, if you're short or if you're long. But if you're getting the direction right, and let's say if it's long, say if the stock's going up and you buy calls or you buy the stock, and it's at 1.5%. And you know that the stock has 2.5, 3%. Give me 1 second. You okay, Turkey? Sorry, I thought I heard something. So AMD, when I talk, that woke me up a little bit. The percentages. If you notice that a stock, you guys need to know what the ATR is. That is the average true range. Whether it's a dollar amount, but usually I like to do percentages. But you can do both. It doesn't matter. You need to know what the average true range is. Tesla. I use that always as an example. I know a lot of different stocks. If Tesla on a non-volatile day is trading and I take a trade on it, I know Tesla will usually give me $4 to $5 from high to low. That's the range. On a volatile day, you can expect anywhere from 8 to 12. 8 to 12, yeah. You know what I mean? So if I'm long Tesla and there's a huge volume momentum day in the morning and I'm buying a pullback and we're up whatever the percentage is, and I see we're already up like $3 and I get a pullback and people are like, oh, it's way overbought. It's up here. I can't buy up here. No, not realizing the volume is really big to the upside. It's got like 2-3 times the volume that day. It's got a news catalyst. And on a nice volatile day like that, a momentum type of day, you can get $8 to $12. Well, that $3 is really, that's light work. That's the trade's just getting started technically. So you need to know the ATRs, your average true range. You need to realize the stock that you're playing. So you know, like when you get your entry, whether you should be getting into it or if you shouldn't. Now AMD was only down. I think it was like 0.8% down or up. It was something I can't remember. I can't remember exactly. It may have been green. I mean, obviously it was green because it gapped up. That's so weird. Yeah, it was green. It was almost flat. So I'm like, all right, I could get at least 2% out of this thing. 1.5%, 2%. There's no news. Like, I don't think there's a catalyst like that's going to hit us out of nowhere. So I knew I should have at least a full percentage point. But again, doesn't mean it can't trade sideways and then just make the move at the end of the day and all your premium is drained. So that's why if you're trading options, you need to think about these things. It's really important. All right, you want to be where the momentum is. You want to see where the volume's at. And I noticed that the volume, look here, guys, like after it started trading, it was right around yesterday. It was low. Look at that. You actually had more volume Monday. You know what I mean? So you still got the downside movement, guys. So I took the trade. I took it off. I had a nice green day today. Nothing big, nothing major. But this was a big trade if you were able to hold on to it. I did not. So going through the trade, let me go through something real quick. So if we get here, right? So if I'm short, which I was short here. I want to get the best entry as possible. So as soon as I seen, I was actually up here trying to get short, guys. I was in on this green candle trying to get short, but the options again were screwed up. The bid was higher than the ask, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This isn't ironic, is it? Just like Tesla last year. Everybody wanted to be, it was either a long or short Tesla and the options were messed up. It's like, oh, how funny. How funny is that? Anyway, I forget what I was saying after I got into that. Oh, so as you're in the trade, guys, I want you guys to think of this. I want to give you guys a tip to take with you. And I want you to write it down, and I want you to say it. Say it in your head, say it out loud, and say, let's say I got short right here, okay? I got short right there. What am I going to tell myself? We get this follow through downside, okay? Boom, we're down here. All right, let's look at this. Let me go here. I want to do this in real time so we can actually see what's going to go on. This is a 3-minute chart now. So I'm short. Stock's going down. We get the bounce. Okay, sweet. We got to bounce off this level. This is pre-market lows, guys. What am I going to tell myself in this time right here? I'm going to want to see volume. I don't have volume. I don't have sell volume, guys. It's not there. I actually got a nice piece of volume buying off of that level. I want to say if AMD technically gets back up into this region and starts to extend, if it gets back up here, the trade's over. Why? Because it put in a new low and it is now recovering that low, guys. Okay? It is now recovering. You guys do this in real time, even to the upside. Say, if the stock, even I did this with the SPY last Tuesday. It did the same pattern right here last Tuesday where you had the sell-off down at the bottom and I'm buying it. And I say, I want to see it get here because I'm long. I want to see it get up here. If it breaks down, I'm out. I want to see this thing get up here. And that's going to show me that the strength is still there. The stock is moving up. This is just a pullback. So as you're going through the trade, ask yourself, has anything changed? Is the stock still going down? If you're short, is the stock still going up if you're long? Has anything changed? Nope. We haven't got up to this level yet, which is, look, you got VWAP there. Okay. Just you start, and when I say up there, I don't mean like a wick and get wicked out. I want to see this thing close and start to go to the upside. I'm not going to wait for it to get up here to 117, but if we get a close up here, I'm just going to take it off. That's telling me by what time is this? At 10 o'clock, there's really no momentum. This thing could trade sideways all day. I probably shouldn't be in this stock if it doesn't go to the upside. If it goes to the upside, I got the stock wrong. I was short. I was wrong. There was something I obviously did not see, and it's okay. Look, if I'm entered here and I'm here, I'm still what? And if I take a piece off down here, I'm profitable. I'm profitable. All right. At least break even as far as profitable, and then paying commissions and a little bit of slippage. Okay. So let's keep going. Has anything changed? Ask yourself, write it down, put a sticky note on your monitor. Has anything changed? Has the trade changed? Let's see. Let's keep going. We're not up there. Look, see how we wicked? It tried, but it did not close. It did not close up there. Now, you could have got a 1 minute maybe close, but you guys want to look at the 3 and the 5. The 3 and the 5 is really going to tell you. The 1 minute's going to also tell you the volume. That's what 1 minute's also good for. Now, 2 minute, I think I like using 2 minute time from time to time, but it's misleading. Just like this candle was, there was a candle that was like, we were watching, it was on the SPY. And I said it in chat. I'm like, you guys see that candle closed green and everything, but 3/4 of that bar is actually red selling. There's more selling in that green bar than there is buying. So it's misleading. And you'll guys start to see that. You'll start to see if you're on like a 3 minute, 2 minute. Let's just say you're on a 3 minute, and then you're on like the last like minute left of the candle, and then you see like a massive selling. Like you just see a big wick, and it still is like, you see massive selling, but the candle still closes green. But it rejects a level real quick, and just time, it didn't have enough time to close red because, the candle switches to the next candle. Take notice in those things, and you'll say, yeah, that candle that's not necessarily, I wouldn't consider that an upside candle, even though it's green. But what people don't know, if they didn't see it, was the fact that the last minute of that candle, you had more sellers come in, the whole volume bar lifted up, and 3/4 of that bar is selling. So I would consider that a down bar, even though it's green. Like, you'll start noticing that type of things as you give time in the trenches. You come with us, we'll point stuff like that out, So we put our circle up here. This is going to tell us, has anything changed? Nope. It's still going to the downside. We had a close call up here, but don't get emotional. It has to close up here. It has to close the bar and begin a new bar. Don't even worry about it. If it closes up here, guys, then yes, we're out. We're good. Chances are that bar is going to be green. The stock's either trading sideways or it's going to the upside, because that's a reversal off of that level. This is what I want to teach you guys to do. Stuff like that, guys. Has the trade changed? Things that'll help you. Because if you're long, you could say, all right, I'm buying the dip. And you could just use this as an example, just to say, like, because I did it with the SPY. We can even go there. I bought the dip on the pullbacks, and I said, I want to see this thing get up there. If it gets up there, if it gets up here and closes, that's telling me that it has changed. That was just a pullback, and we have upside now. We have upside. All right, now the stock is weak. It has not gotten back up here. All right, I got a small pennant here. We've already broken out and retested it right here. I did that on a 2-minute, 1 minute. So again, has anything changed? Sorry, I am tired. I probably say things, God. And then look what happens. If you gave it time, because technically as a computer, you should say the bar has not closed there. It hasn't closed here. Why would I sell? I'm thinking of all these reasons, but it has not closed higher. It's staying down here at low of the day. So put a little circle. Say if the stock closes up here, I'm out, because that's telling me we're either going to trade sideways or the momentum now is to the upside. All right, and that means we've broken VWAP, the 90 MA. Like, there's just, that right there is going to tell you, all right, we sold off. Now we've recovered half of the sell-off from that resistance level. Does it mean that we're going to go test it again? Like, probably. It doesn't mean it's going to break and hold it. It could. Like, it could just come all the way up to test it and then break it and then boom, go to the upside. Hard to say, because you get shorts, like, just find your middle point. Okay, you get in, you say, all right, stock hit my support level, which is, I tell people in chat, have 3 support and 3 resistance. You want to have 2 minors and a final take profit, which is a major level. And same for, resistance and support. You have S1, S2, S3, and R1, R2, and R3. All right. I could have done this. I was kind of working and doing the whole chat thing stuff. I'm not perfect. I also used, again, like I said, the percentage. We were like green a little bit. So I wanted to see this thing finish red, like 1.5%, maybe 2%. That's I'm just looking for a pullback. AMD is a good company. Those are the things you need to think of if you're going to go long or go short on the stock. What is the company fundamentally good, or is it not good? Does the management suck? Is this thing just burning through cash and has no chance? Nobody wears these shoes. Like, I don't even know why they're still trying. Okay, think about what the company is, and how you're going to trade it, along with the market and the momentum and your technical indicators. But again, as you go through the trade, just try to help yourself stay in it. Okay, say, I know if it gets here and it closes, things have changed. Okay, so again, write it down. Has the trade changed? Has it changed? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, we're out. Let's go. Let's look at something else. We didn't get that. We didn't get the right trade today. It's okay. Maybe one comes later on. Maybe it's still early. Whatever. You want to be on momentum stocks. They're going to pay you. They're going to make things easier because they're just going to go up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and then down and down and down and down and down. You don't have to worry about this trading sideways, and then maybe you get a little bit of up, and then it trades sideways, and then before you know it, you're up $2, $3, but your contracts are down because it just went up and traded sideways, killed a bunch of time, went up $1, traded sideways, So these are the things I want you guys to be aware of, that like some things that can help you get you through the trade and say, look, this is my target. Actually, we had our targets today, guys. I said this was my target right here. This was my target, not here. This was my target. Look at the support here. Look at the close. Look at the gap there. Look at the tail there. So we broke this. It made it support. Look at the resistance back here. Okay. This was the target. I called it in chat before we got it. This was the target. Support. Support. Now I say support because the candle broke up above and held it. And the candle did not close below it right here. If you guys want to see it. See? See how it closed right on the line? Boom. 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 And then it gaps up. It's like a bouncing ball. You know? So, that's that. That was the AMD trade, guys. It was a nice green trade. Got some money in the wallet. Got a little paycheck. Not for the week, but, you know, for the day. We're just getting our paycheck. It's what we're doing. All right? We're just trying to make a living. So, that's about it. I don't know if I have any questions or not. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you guys found this live stream useful, let me know in chat. If there's some things I can work on, also let me know in chat, please. Like, seriously, you know, I will take criticism in a good way. Because I want to be a better person. I want to make better educational lessons and things of that nature. Ultimate target for AMD, by the way, is right here at this double top. Just so you guys know, right there is the level. I'll give you guys that level real quick. 112.40. All right, 112.40, 112.50 is the area. So we can go to the spies and Qs if you guys want. Maybe we'll see. We got to see what the data brings tomorrow, guys. Look at this. This is also could be forming a reverse head and shoulders. If you look, we can go to the daily. Let's see. Because you have a gap down, and as it curls down and back up, it gaps to the upside. Let me see here. I'm getting a little tired. My eyes are closing. I know you guys see it. You see that V bottom? It's like a perfect V bottom. So just keep an eye out. Sorry. Sometimes it's just hard with all these lines. I want you guys to be able to see it. So there we go. Here's your gap fill. Look at the V. Boom. And then you gap up momentum. And now we're resisting. You can kind of see. So tomorrow, if we gap down tomorrow, guys, I'm letting you know if we have a gap down, depending on how bad the data is, what time it comes out. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to look to be short on bounces. I want to be short on bounces. I ultimately want to get to this gap fill area. All right. I want to get down to that gap fill. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you could, join us live Monday through Friday, IvyLeagueTradingYouTube.com. We're on YouTube 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. We say after. We have fun. We do a lot of cool stuff, guys. Trade ideas. We talk about trades. We talk about ideas. We bounce ideas off on like all that fun stuff, guys. Come on, hang out. Again, 7:30 to 4. IvyLeagueTradingYouTube.com. Again, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I was at the hospital earlier. I had to leave and go. Good family member had to go to the hospital. So anyway. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, it's greatly appreciated. It takes a lot of work to do all this, aside from the time away from family, friends, pets. My little girl, my calico cat, as you all know, I love her to death. If you appreciated the information, that's all we ask. So like, share, and subscribe, and please, if you could, comment. Give us, what are your plays? What are you looking at? What are some What are some things that you could do to help someone out? Like, what's some trade? What is something we could also do in our trade to help us from, not doing irrational things? We are rational up until we get into the trade, and then we are irrational at times. Why is that? It's so weird. So weird. We're okay with losing money, but the minute you make money, now not me personally, I just know the psychology. They're okay with throwing away $400, but when they get to winning, they don't. You got to make the winners bigger than the losers. Okay, and the only way to do that is to let the winners go and cut, and no, literally not just cut the losers, because you can die of 1,000 cuts, but know that you're wrong. Learn technical analysis, learn sentiment, learn how to hedge, learn how to trade. Right here, 7:30 to 4, guys. Ivy League Trading, YouTube.com. If you could, like, share, subscribe, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope you guys I hope it was a good stream. I hope it's able to help someone. So, again, let us know in the chat what I can work on with the streams. What if there's things I could do to make things better. Thank you guys for joining us. You guys have a great night. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again.